everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm going to moisturize my skin with the Morning Cream by Aveda's Tula Star line. This is also known as the wedding mask. I have really dry skin and this helps keep my skin moisturized through the day, but I'm going with a full coverage look. I'm going to begin doing my brows using the Anastasia Dip Brow in the shade Dark Brown, and I'm also going to be using the Anastasia Angled Brow Brush. When doing my brows, I like to trace the bottom, then I trace half of a line on top. Once I blend out my tail and I'm starting to bring that product up to the front, I quit applying product to give it that ombre effect. Now I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Master Concealer and my Wet n Wild brush. This is what I'm going to use to carve out my brows and give them that fleeky and sharp look. Some people only conceal on the bottom. I prefer to conceal on the bottom and the top to give it like the sharpest look possible. Once I do that, I'm going to blend that concealer out using my Morphe blending brush. I got this brush in a bundle and none of the brushes came with names or numbers, so I apologize for that. But you can use any eyeshadow blending brush, they all work perfectly fine. I blend out the concealer just as if I was blending out eyeshadow. The main reason I blend this out is because it's going to avoid you having harsh lines when you go to blend in your foundation. As you can see, I'm blending it, it's becoming lighter. So I'm going to go ahead and speed this up for you guys. Now I'm going to go in with my Beauty Blender and Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. This is a very full coverage foundation. As you can see, it's going to cover up my acne very well. I also press my foundation into my skin just because it is a matte foundation. I feel like you get better coverage that way. My skin is very red. It does have red spots kind of all over the place. So this helps give my skin the perfect even skin tone. I've actually fallen in love with this foundation. Guys, I smelled my Beauty Blender because it smelled like alcohol. It did not stink. Now you can kind of see what I mean by blending the foundation with that concealer around the brows. There are no harsh lines, it all looks blended very nicely together. Now I'm using my Wet n Wild contour stick. I'm only going to contour on each of my cheeks, and then I'm also going to contour my forehead with the cream. I also am going to go in later on with a powder contour. To blend that out, I'm going to be using the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. When I blend my contour, I like to tap it just because I feel like if you rub, it's going to kind of take your foundation off. Remember, when you're doing your contour, you always want to drag it up, never down. You always want to bring that up. Now, when doing this side, I accidentally put a little too much contour, but it's okay because when I use my concealer next, I'll show you guys how I'm going to blend that out. Now I'm using the NYX HD Photo Focus Concealer. When applying this concealer, it is very creamy and it does not dry quickly. That's one of my biggest things with concealers. I hate concealers that dry super fast. Now I'm going to use my beauty blender and I'm just going to blend that out all the way to the end of my eyebrow, and then I'm going to also bring that up into my lash line. I also add concealer to my chin, nose, and forehead. Here you can see where I'm trying to use the concealer on my beauty blender just to kind of blend out that harsh contour that I put on the side of my face. There you go. You can see where I put that concealer all over. Now I'm using my Airspun Translucent Setting Powder. I'm going to be using a dry beauty blender for this just because I really do not like using wet beauty blenders. I feel like it makes the powder sticky and then it's really hard to brush off of the face. Alright, there you go. Quick break while I let that bake. That rhymed. And now I'm going to apply some lashes. These are Salon Perfect in 615 Wispies. When applying my lashes, I like to make sure the end of the lash is exactly where I want it to be before putting down the beginning of my lash towards the inner corner. And this is me impatiently waiting for my lash glue to dry. And there you go, lashes applied. Now I'm going to be taking a big blending brush and just wiping off that translucent powder that we put on earlier. That has now highlighted those areas of my face. I'm going to go ahead and put that all over. Now I'm using my MAC powder contour to put that over the top of where I already applied my cream contour. And then I'm also going to put it on my jawbone, and I'm just going to pat around my nose to give it a more narrow effect. Now I'm quickly just going to blend out any harsh lines that were given by that powder contour. Next, I'm going to be applying some blush using my favorite Dior blush brush. Blush is very, very, very important to all of my makeup looks because it literally just blends your contour so perfectly. It's like the finishing touch on everything. I'm going to blend that out as well for any harsh lines. Now I'm using my Great Lash Mascara to add mascara to my lashes. I also add mascara to my false lashes because it gives them more of a natural look. Now I am setting my face with my Milani setting spray. You can never use too much setting spray. Maybe you can because I'm choking on it. Now I'm using my fan brush, which is an IT Cosmetics brush. I found this at Ulta. It's perfect. And then I'm using my favorite hands down ever. Hands down. Hands down. This is my favorite highlighter. I preach for this highlighter. This is the cheapest highlighter I've ever purchased. It is the Wet n Wild Precious Petals highlighter. It is my favorite. This is the Anastasia liquid lipstick in the color Crush. And here we are. This is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching.